Hey, this is the reading from June 7th until the 13th, and let's dive in and see what's there for us. There's the word commiserate, something that is going to come together for us, or that there are likened states coming together and deriving something new. So it's kind of like the Reese's peanut butter cup. There's peanut butter and chocolate, or caramel and apples. Something somebody didn't think of, that there's one person who has this and one person who has this, and when they bring it together, there's something that is kind of a cataclysm or an opportunity, or it blooms. Okay, let's take a look and see, how does that develop? What happens? What's the greater piece here? The words are, you can shine as bright as you can shine, but you will shine even brighter with the collaboration of somebody else. And this falls in alignment, because where we're headed in the very near future is to being in a creative state. And creatives are collaborators. I've often said, creators are like a basket of puppies. Like, oh, let's have fun. Let's make that. There are almost too many ideas, sometimes almost too much energy. That's the power of it, is its expansion and action, which is beautiful. So this is good. It's a good sign that we're headed into into a place that's more about expansion, and it's more about the intent by which we carry ourselves that is true. Because we are creatives, we are the creator. And over the next year and a half, so this is June of 2026, we're going to see exactly what that means. And it's not this arrogance of, I'm the creator. We don't want to position ourselves that way. It's just that it's what's true. We can create, but the more quietly we do it within ourselves, the more it becomes something bigger, the more others sense it, and it signals them to come toward us. And that's where we're headed. That's what my work says too, is we're headed into this unique expressive expansion. And when we are in that, we are aligned with our knowing, meaning we can make decisions fluidly. We know for ourselves, we know who we are, and we have nothing to prove. And as a result, we can say manifestation, but what I say is people will only attract to us who expand us. Everything else will just slide away and fall away. Powerful. It's the opposite of what we've been doing. Oh, I'm so excited. Can't you tell? Okay, let's take a deeper look. And bring it together slowly. You might have conversation with the person and say, okay, I like those things. I'm not sure about this and that, but it looks like this, like as though you're merging two hands together. It might be love relationship. It might be that something that you're headed toward brings you a love relationship, and the two of you collaborate on something that is work related, but it feels like this harmony and connection in a way that makes sense. It's belonging. And that's what we all want. That's what's been missing, is we've been in a state of disconnection, and we are looking for connection and really belonging in truth, where people love us for our mistakes. They don't gossip or talk about us. They just accept us and know us. And that to them fills them up, and vice versa, right? We're in a state of expansion. Ooh, this is some hot ticket. Okay. Let's see what else is there. And then it shows, lots of things with my hands here, but this, we're folding over and folding over, as though we're folding in, the egg whites, right? So you're careful when you do that into a batter, because you don't want the egg whites to, like, they're all fluffy. They've been whipped up, and we're keeping the air in there. We're keeping it circulating. We're keeping our ideas coming together, but we're building upon that. We're open to critical feedback that gives us the good tension of, oh, I didn't think of that. Let's think about this. What it makes us have higher, bigger ideas that are more possible. And that's what we're looking for in the expansion of the connection and creativity. Mm. And then in the beginning of it, there might be some elation and some, oh, thank goodness, there's my creativity. And then it does say, which this was said the week prior, take it down a notch. Now you can hit cruise control a little bit and let it flow, meaning what you need to do this is already within you. This is what you've been cultivating all these years. And again, we're not going to position ourselves to posture in that and say, well, I've been cultivating this all these years, because that is showing the universe we're justifying it and we're telling, this is who I am, instead of knowing this is who I am. Somebody who knows this is who they are and has this beautiful thing going on would say, I've got this, or this is game on. That's what I used to say. I had a friend in a hallway where we rented a space to work in the same building. And when I passed by him, he'd be like, how's it going? I mean, I'd be like, it's game on. What? Like, yeah. And he'd say, I believe it is, because my power was there. I believed it was, right? That's powerful. That's what we want, is to be able to know ourselves and live in that existence without having to show or prove or tell or boast or guilt or worry or have drama or withhold. Okay, let's take a deeper look here. And there might be, toward the later part of the week, Wednesday or Thursday, this sense of nervousness. I gotta garner my power. I gotta, oh my gosh, I've got to keep this going. And instead, set it down and walk away. And we can say take a breath, but it's really take a beat. Just get away from it. Because whenever you see that anxiety, that's trying to get you into something that isn't you. The attaching to outcome. I've got to make this happen. No, that's your call. The universe called. The universe cell phone and said to you, call on us. Universe, I'm scared. Can you show me or bring me the support that I need? Or you help me move this through? Or I'm feeling super anxious about this. I'm getting caught in the spin. Take that up from me. That's what they want, because they want to see that there's this collaboration with that as well, that we are recognizing we aren't on our own. And I'll tell you quick, as a child, I grew up in a home where it was all about disconnection. The communication was about disconnection, and I knew it. I could feel it. But you can't say anything when you're a child. You can't say, why do you communicate in a way that's about disconnection? Only, don't we want to connect here? Because of the status quo. That's not okay. I'm just a child. I'm low on the rungs. So instead, I was connected to the universe by being highly clairvoyant. But I never said anything until I was in my 20s, maybe in my teens. I said a few things to some close friends because it was mine. It's not because I was protecting it or I thought it was so special. I just thought it's there for some, like, I didn't even think about it. And maybe I wondered if everybody experienced it, or I don't even think that ever engaged in my thinking. But then there's a point where I realized, oh, I had this, so I always felt connected. And we've all got it. It's just we don't need to make it something that's so special or, oh my gosh, it just is. You all have it, but it doesn't have to be such a big deal. Or I have all these talents or gifts. It's not a gift. It's not a gift. It's not. You can do it. They can do it. And plus, I don't want to think about anything in us as a gift. It's the ability in which we are born into, because a gift can be taken away. But when it's an ability, it's just part of who we are. We'll do it even if we don't have an arm and we're a piano player. We'll still do it. That's the difference. It is a part of who we are. And we can't ever not be that. We will make it happen. And that is the massive difference. Okay, let's keep going here. This is a hot one. Woo, it is hot in this summer. Hopefully you're in the Northern Hemisphere because they're having winter down south. Then it says, play it cool. Oh, that's in response to what I just said. Play it cool. Stay cool with yourself, because you might, as that Friday comes along, you might want to tell people, this is what I'm working on. Nope, you got to keep it to yourself. If you can hold it inside and know you're headed in the right direction and things are getting bigger for you, or this collaboration is some meaningful, and then see what happens. but keep it with you. Don't share it. It's not for others yet. It's just for you. And if you can keep it inside, the universe sees that and it's like, okay, they can keep it inside. Many of the people listening to me are probably refer to themselves as she. I mostly support women. Okay. And anybody who identifies as a woman, you too. Yes. And there's a point at which we might question it. Perhaps we want to rethink this. And you want to be careful of that because we're coming into strategy. And it's not about a strategy, it's about expression. And expression, I'm showing you right here. I'm expressing in funny ways, right? I'm laughing and is just simply what we do in the moment. It's not planned. And the strategy is planned. The strategy becomes about money. The strategy becomes about fear. In this case, and strategy for a long time has been about fear. I've gotten a lot of readings that are do not use strategy. It's not going to work. It's not going to work for you energetically. Okay, so no strategy. Don't get into that. We could. Scheming. It's not going to work out. Simply take it in. And then, okay, something different might come. I don't know. And I don't know is a good place to hang because you did know this much information. And when you're struggling, you just don't know in that moment what the next piece of information is or the next position in this. But you must not need to know that because it's not there. I know how frustrating that is, especially for you driven people that are like me. I'm super driven. I bet you are too. We're in good company together. Okay. So lay off, step back. It still is happening, even though you can't see it. And I get it. I get it. I get what you're experiencing. It says challenge the resistance inside of yourself and in spite of yourself. If you're feeling this resistance inside, I just, universe, help me let go of the resistance or take the resistance from me. Collaborate with the energy, the support that you have, and lay off of the people that are around you unless they are a direct collaborator. But I wouldn't say to them right now, I'm scared or I don't get, just this is working. Yeah, I don't know how, but it's going to be a big deal. You're being like you're positioning that it already is. It already is a big deal. Okay. Be with that. Stay with that. And it might help the partner, the collaborator, go there too. They might say, I don't know. I don't want to talk to you about it then. I'm in a different place than you are. Be forthright. You hold the vision. Maybe they can't. Fuck them. Sorry. Maybe this will get flagged. I don't know. Not your problem. Not your problem. They still can be a collaborator. They still can be a ample participant, but they are not going to get in the way of what you believe is possible. And that's what we're creating, is what we might not even believe is possible. Like, can that happen? Really? Okay. And it's sense yourself. Sense yourself. And you're not censoring yourself when you're not talking to people. You're staying with yourself and you're sensing yourself because you know yourself. And all of us, if anything, this world society has taught us to get far away from ourselves. You're not as good as he is, and this and this and this. I was just on a Zoom call and somebody compared themselves to something else. And I said, you can't compare those two things. They're different genres. They're totally different. And the person got it. We can't compare. And yeah, there are a whole bunch of sayings about that. But honestly, I think what that creates is self-hatred. You're looking for a way to pick on yourself. Stop it. Stop comparing. You're never going to be like that person. You don't want to. Who you want to be is you. And so now's the time to allow that. Go through it and sense. Okay, my sense is I'm out of sorts. I'm going to go out and hug that tree. Just slow it down. Okay, so that you get with yourself. And then you'll know something more that you didn't know 10 minutes ago. And it says perhaps in doing that, you're going to see yourself from a different angle. It seems like things will quickly come up and process through. It could be kind of this miasm, this way of lineage or experiences in our past, maybe that we don't quite have our finger on. It doesn't matter, that are processing through, but things might be revealed a little bit to show us more internal calm through processing, but we don't know what. And that brings clarity. It's just happening for us. So if you get little tendrils of things, don't worry about it. You don't have to hold on to those. Just they're there and they're going to flow through. It's like a moving through. And it says chronic stress has been upon you. I see just this heavy weight on the shoulders and on the mind, but really on the shoulders. Chronic overthinking may have been digestive issues, may have been some headaches, but also just tiredness because you're thinking so much. And that is going to change. So let's look at how. You aren't coming into your own, you're coming out of what's old. That's good. It's a non-working system. Okay, that's my work. And we're recognizing it by sensing it and feeling it. And again, we might not be able to articulate it, but don't worry, that's why I'm here. I did articulate it, but that's okay. You don't even need to go there in this energy. You just need to know the system is not something to go back to. Don't try and fit yourself to something. Be the wild one. I don't know. This is what I want to try. That's going to really speak. And that's where I say creativity is what's coming in, and being creative in your own way is going to be powerful. Don't try and hack somebody else's thing or do any of that junk or start a trend. Start something solid. You already know inside what it is. Don't be afraid. Be you. Do it. Okay. The next thing is surrender to your greatest adversary. Who is that? Bottom, bottom. Okay, I think you know what to do there. Take a look at it. And how I think of it is we're here in one point, and then here's the goal or the end point of feeling we've released something or someone. And the space in between is figuring out who you can and can't be for them. And once you figure that out, you can choose it. Say that that's the way it is for yourself, and the energy changes. It's quantum. I've done it. And what happens is that person doesn't do the same things with you anymore, but they will with the other people that they did it to. But they stop. I call it holding a pure stream of love. So if you want to learn more about that, I have an online course, just a shorty. But it helps us understand how to stay out of our own way when we have issues with other people. We need to release them energetically, not through cutting cords or doing all these things. It's more simple than that. My approach is very human, but in my world, human is very quantum. And we don't give much credence to that as humans. We say it's spiritual and it's not beyond us. It's not. It's a part of who we are. And we could say the spiritual is a part of who we are. But I think that we've taken that in a direction that isn't necessarily good for humanity. It's too much fluff, too much. This is how it is. We're this D, we're that. It's too much. How do you know? Why don't you go and examine it yourself and stay with it for 6 years? Maybe you'd find out you were 2090 and you missed it because you're so busy trying to identify with a group of people who aren't really your people just so that you had some sense of belonging. You figure that out. I think we limit ourselves by listening to others and this is how it is. What if it's something completely different for you? What if you're way in a different arena with that? What do you have to teach others? Something very different. I want that world. I don't want the world where everybody's 5D. We've already been cookie cutters. I wanted to swear there again. I'm being polite. Give me some credit. Okay. And then there's this sense of, it says molehill, which moles are under the ground, they're eating grubs, they're pushing some dirt up. So there are these higher spots, there are little channels that have higher spots in the grass, but this is the mole hill. And it's showing this going over and over and over, as though does feel like processing something, but it feels like kind of the word there, over, is a part of it, but like over it or going over something. We might be reviewing something. Again, it feels reversed from the miasms, which were just fleeting coming toward us. This feels like it's moving away from us and it's just right in front of us, right beyond where we are. And we're experiencing that. Okay, so opposite, we're getting closer to the contrast dynamic, seems like, because in my world, there is no duality. What? There's only expansion, and that's it. Who's saying that? Just me. And we might package up what we have in a nice little, truly a package, an experience of here it is. And that might be important. We might need to get the words around what we're trying to convey, the ideas around it, the intent within it, and how that would look for others so that they understand what we're coming to. We might want to try and do it so it's different than what others are saying. That might be a frustration for us. This is why AI was created, is to help us. Now we're in this. We're on our way. This is a good moment. It's like the boat is being put and launched onto the sea. We're ready to launch. We're ready to take off in some ways. And don't resist. Let go. Be in it. When you can't, because you're in your mind, go into sensing. Go into sensing. And you might sense in your physical body, areas of the body that are speaking. Talk to them. Even put your hand on them. We've talked about that before. To reconcile or resolve things that are going on, or hear them and move through. And you might have an instinct like, I'm going to talk to my heart. Don't force anything. I've got to shut off my brain. Don't force anything in this energy. More fluid, more just sensing without reason. Eating comes up a little bit, where you might be snacking on little things that you're just like you might find you're eating differently, or you are relating to that differently. Like if all of a sudden you aren't hungry at all and you're normally somebody who eats just so regularly in a very regular fashion, and you eat well, maybe it's okay. Something's changing for you, and go with it. But right now in this year of 2026, we want to be really good to our physical body and eat really well, because this is a very, very, very physical year. And as best we can, we want to be in our body as much as we can. That's where the anxiety is really important to just pay attention to and say, I'm coming back to myself, or I'm so scared, I'm struggling to do that, or I am lacking trust. And speaking to others who are telling us things, like you might find you're triggered by people who do things like your family did. They're trying to help. So we think, oh, well, they're trying to help. But they might tell us, oh, that sounds like you're really angry. No, we don't want to be told right now any of those things. It's not going to be helpful for us, because as children, we were probably told how to feel, what to think, who to be, and that's not going to work in this energy. So saying to them, hey, it's not going to work for me. I'm going to figure out how I feel and I'll let you know. Oh gosh, they'll probably receive you in kind. Sounds funny, but we need that autonomy. We need to know for ourselves. And when we're working on that process, which is inherently human, it's our birthright, we need to have that ability to not have somebody fill it in and not just be polite and be the status quo. Okay, thanks for that. And then talk about them behind their back or be frustrated. Go easy and say it to them gently. And if they do it again, hey, that's not going to work for me. I mentioned it once now. You need to be done. Just easy. Okay. There is this sense of parenting yourself too, patting yourself on the shoulder and being like, you've done a good job there. You've done well. I'm not a parent who ever says to my children, good job. because it's a disaster. What we're creating in children by saying good job is a disaster. That is not healthy for them. And it's particularly not healthy for the greater society to be cultivating that. There's another way that is much easier, but I'm not going to talk about that here. You can come forward and ask me. But that we want to be realizing, hey, I'm doing really well, because you are, and you don't maybe realize it. You're doing much better than you think. You are. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up in this one more piece that's coming. It's a little bit more complex, so I'm going to take a greater look at it. It's saying all of the things that have been said are kind of methodical. Surrender, do this, then this part, and this part, and this part. But again, the focus, to sum this up, is to flow. Flow along. So we don't want to be super methodical about it. We can be, but we want to be more creative about it. Like, I'm just going to let go. Oh, that spilled. Oh, it's okay. I'll clean that up later. Or letting go in ways that we normally don't, to see kind of the discomfort or whatever, the sense of all of that. Oh, I can do that, right? Like, I've been on a journey. If you've followed anything that I'm doing, I've been traveling since September of 2022, and I've been staying places longer amounts of time, mostly in Europe. I'll spend 2 months in this big city, or 2 weeks, or a week. And that has taught me who I'm not and who I am. And honestly, I'm surprised who I am. I've come through realizing both of my parents are germaphobes, but I'm a double Virgo. So it seemed like, well, natural that I'd be a germaphobe. I'm not. I'm not at all. Well, as much as I thought I was. I mean, I am careful, but I'm surprised at how much of that was cultivated within me. And I'm not being frustrated about my parents, is what they were experiencing. And probably I was supposed to experience that so I could see it's not who I am. It was cultivated in me, but I'm not. So we're looking at things like that and seeing I'm somebody completely different than I thought I was. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up right there. If you like this, share, like, follow, hop along each week and come for the reading. I also have short videos about the model, which is the control that we assert to maintain or advance our place in the hierarchy. We don't think we're doing it, but we really indeed are, across the board, across our world. So reach out if you have any questions or some of the things that I asked during this video, and I wish you well for your week. Thanks.